Welcome to the Everyday GSD Podcast. Today's special guest is my friend Dave Smiley. So this is going to
sorry, who?
this is going to be an interesting podcast because Dave is the host of the Smiley Morning Show, and I know Justin, you're a local-ish Indiana guy.
Hi, Justin.
What up? So I think this is going to be a fun show, but I do want to do a little history on you, and then we can jump into the show.
I'll tell you if it's wrong.
Yeah, right, exactly. You sent it over to me, so it better not be. No, I'm excited to have you on the show because I've had Christy Lee.
Love her.
From the Bob and Tom Show. I have a Joni.
Big fan.
Who's another,
Joni Michaels, great. She works with our company too, Cumulus Media here locally in Indy.
So I was excited to have you on the show. So I know you're super busy, but you are a true everyday GSD person.
I love this.
And I really think that my listeners are going to enjoy the fun conversation we're going to have. But I do want to mention a few things about you and kind of your history. You started at the Smiley Morning Show in 2002.
That's right, here locally. I've done shows in other markets, but
you actually lived in San Diego, New York, and where was it? I saw
Phoenix.
In Phoenix.
So I've been around. You get fired a lot in radio.
Yeah. Okay. So and you came here you originally from Pella, Iowa.
Pella, that's where I grew up.
Which I got a little Iowa story for you after.
That's awesome.
But I do want to give some accolades on some of your awards. You won the best radio personality 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. Holy fuck. Oh, shit.
You can't say that. This is radio.
I fortunately, I can say it, but I do have to say, Mom, I'm going to try to limit the F-bombs today, but I don't think it's going to happen.
My parents will never hear this. 2009,
2010. You also had the best morning show 2003, 2007.
Well, that's nice.
I can go on and on.
Please keep going.
Yeah, right. No, you're married with two beautiful little boys, 5 and 8 years old.
Yep.
You do some cool shit on your show, Birthday Bash, Jingle Jam, Smiley Prom, which I always thought was kind of cool.
It is fun.
And then Make-A-Wish Foundation, you try. That's a charity that you put a lot of work into.
We do a thing called the Request-a-thon every year and raise money for Make-A-Wish. And we play requests for donations.
Okay.
It's kind of a cool thing.
And I got some more stuff in here, but who cares, right?
Yeah, just throw that to the ground.
Because I've got you here, so that's all. And we're drinking a little wine. So
I can't believe what a fun podcast this is. And GSD, get shit done.
Yes,
every day, GSD,
every day, every single day.
I can't believe I've been invited to this because you have vets on and cool people on. I'm just a local radio guy.
Yeah, but I like you for multiple reasons to be on the show because I think your energy, your positive energy, when I see you out in town, when people come up and see you, you're not this guy who has this like amazing show that you just kind of, after the show, you just go home and you hibernate and you hide. Everyone sees you in town. They know you as the personality, the radio personality. But I think what's really cool is you're approachable. And a lot of people in, I think, that industry, in my opinion, are not as approachable as you.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I got into radio was to get girls and to have friends, and I like the attention. That's why I got in radio. When people come, they say, "Oh, I didn't mean to bother you." It's like, no, please come up and say hi. That means someone's out there listening. You know,
right?
I mean, I love the attention.
I love it, and I will have to grab my little cheat sheet, even though I just threw it up.
Oh no! What do you want to know? Well, I'll fill you in with the information. I love that you threw it down to the ground.
Because Justin's going to be like, Darin, you didn't ask him this or this.
And your questions.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, no, I don't have any questions on here, but they're all just little reminders for me. But I got the look from Justin over there.
It's like
say hi, Justin.
Oh. What up, everybody?
I had a couple complaints, which are kind of funny. People are like, Justin needs a microphone. I go, Justin has a microphone
right there.
But there was a couple episodes when we first started, Justin didn't have a microphone. Then we got Justin a microphone and a headset. But then he wasn't really. We weren't using him as the Google that he is, extremely intelligent human.
Okay.
But, so we're probably gonna fact check a few things today with Justin, just because. And by the way, welcome back, Justin. He's been on a little.
Thank you. I've been on a walkabout.
Yeah, he's been on a little walkabout.
What does that mean?
Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's just been hanging out in
jail?
No.
Probably would have been better.
I've been missing for a while. Yeah. Okay, it's either COVID or jail. So I don't know.
I was down at an event for my industry in Key Largo, and Justin was kind enough to come down and spend some time with me and some of my customers, and we had a great time down there. So I'm getting ready to fly out, and Justin goes, "I'm headed to Tampa." I'm like, "What are you doing in Tampa?" He goes, "I'm just, it's it's still cold in Indy. And, so Justin just got back late last night.
He just went to Tampa. Must be nice. Don't you have family or things? Responsibilities?
No.
No.
That's pretty
My
awesome.
family's disown me. My friends don't like me.
Okay, let's talk about you're in Iowa. You're a young kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from the beginning of time.
Beginning of time. Grew up in Pella, Iowa. Home of Pella Windows.
Yes,
I don't know if you knew that.
I do, and you know why?
And a Dutch community.
So you know why I know that? One of my guests that was on the show, I believe he was the first guest.
Oh, number one podcast. I was rolling through your podcast trying to figure it all out here.
Yeah, Justin, the first guest.
First guest.
Do you remember?
I remember it like it was yesterday. He was a beautiful man. And he's from Pella? I'm trying to figure out where you're going
I'm
with
going to
this.
share the story.
Wasn't it Phil Stockton?
That's right, Phil Stockton, who's just a good human. But I want to share the story. So I told Phil a while ago that I'd ran into you. This is, at one of the restaurants in town.
Right.
And Phil goes, I have a crazy story. So he actually, I don't know, I'm going to mess this story up. He listens to the show and he's probably going to, Darin, you fuck this whole story up. But
His name is Phil?
Yeah, Phil Stockton, yeah.
Phil Stockton.
Yeah, he owns the Stockyard, which is it's a gym. And he does personal training and all that stuff.
Nice.
It's more than just a gym. But
Does he get shit done as well?
That's why he was on the show. But so he reached out to either your show or something because of the connection of
Pella,
Iowa.
Yeah.
And he wanted I don't know, was your dad
the pastor. I'm a preacher's kid. Yeah.
Yes. And he wanted your dad to officiate his wedding or something.
Yeah, I feel like we were somewhere and we talked about this a little bit. This is blowing my mind. My dad might have married. He
couldn't, but he was going to, something like
Okay.
that. But that's how this could. And I was like, and by the way, he also worked for Pella Windows for years, and he talks very highly of that company.
My Uncle Stan worked there. It was called Roll Screen, and it was like the first screens that rolled up or something. It was like this invention, but then became just windows and not roll screens. But yeah, I know a little bit of the history there. Yeah. And grew up there. Uncle, worked there. That's so funny. It's a small town.
It's small.
And I can't believe my dad was going to marry these people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super small.
Yeah. Super
my dad,
small.
Pastor Smiley.
Yeah.
And now we then later went to Des Moines, Iowa. So my parents are still in Des Moines.
And maybe that's where Phil lived, because Phil was just back in Iowa just recently too. I know he's got.
I wish Phil was here right now.
Yeah, Phil could clarify all these. Yeah, come on.
Did you lock him up in this weird studio too? Man, this place is messed up. I pray that I get out of here. It's like you have to go through a thing, a wall that looks like a. I don't know what that is. It looks like a bank.
We're in a secluded.
Wall.
We're in a secluded, safe area.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting out of here.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, come find me. I'm in Carmel. I see I wrote Carmel. Is it Carmel or Carmel? Carmel.
It's Carmel.
Okay, good.
It's Carmel. It's Carmel by the sea in California.
That's right. I
And it's
lived out there
Carmel.
too.
Yeah. So how'd you like living in San? We're
San
jumping
Diego.
around already.
That's
I love
fine.
it. So I love San Diego. I had a boat
too.
out there for years.
I remember that right by the airport there. So you're right there in the marina.
Yeah.
So you get off the thing and right to your
Boom.
boat. You're at
Yep.
home.
Harbor Island. Easy.
Beautiful. Yeah. I lived in. Was it Carmel Valley? Was there a Carmel Valley?
Yeah, there's a Carmel Valley.
I think I lived there. I lived in the Golden Triangle area, not in La Jolla, across the 5. So it was always the jokes like, "Oh, you live in La Jolla?" No, near the mall on the other side by the Mormon tabernacle.
Yeah, by the big
tabernacle
church.
or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then I lived downtown too, and I loved downtown. It was nice. I loved living in the city that you do radio in.
Oh yeah,
Kinda cool. You get out of the airport, you drive into the the city.
Yeah.
I love.
So
San
someone
Diego.
told me, I don't know if this is true, when you fly in the tops of the buildings, the architects that design some of the buildings, it's like a toolbox.
Oh, I
So
didn't
there's
know that.
Yeah, and I don't know, and someone could have just told me that. But
I like it.
Next time when you fly into
Pay
San Diego,
attention.
take a look, and you can see like a nut and a screw, like the
What?
way. Yeah, and I don't know if it's just a coincidence, and someone was like kind of bragging about that, but I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
You go over the Old Globe Theater, I think it is, or some of that park there downtown.
Yeah, Balboa
Beautiful.
Park.
Balboa Park.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll be actually in San Diego in a couple weeks. I go to Hawaii for a little event, but
Podcaster guys, do you have a job or you just do a podcast?
Yeah, isn't our job every day just getting shit done, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do, right?
Yeah. I want to go to San Diego though, in Hawaii next week, and this guy goes, "I'm going to Tampa. Why not?" What are you guys? You're monsters. I have a family and radio.
And we're going to talk about your family too, because I like that you had bought a big old RV and went on tour.
Yes.
You only had your catalytic converter stolen a couple times.
Yes. That happened.
One of my friends, Jasper, who listens to the show, he's a great guy. He's actually going to be on the show here probably this summer.
Like a ghost, Jasper the ghost.
Yeah, except he's not a ghost because he also has multiple businesses, but he races cars, and I'd say as a hobby, but he's probably going to say, no, it's a business. So it is a business, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's trying to race an event at every state in the country, and he's at like 47. So when he completes the last three states, I'm going to have him on the show.
Oh, cool.
As someone who's completed a race of sorts, and I don't know all the details.
So he's trying to race in each state.
Yeah, and he's done it in 47 out of the 50. And the last three states.
Like what kind of cars is that? It's not any car, right?
Jasper's probably going to text me after he
he'll
watches
know.
this. And he's going to text me and go, man, you didn't know that?
People in this town, they know there's different types, different G5, I don't know. I'm making stuff
anyway,
up now.
So
that's cool.
I don't even know how we
Jasper.
got on. The catalytic converters. Oh, so he had a bunch of catalytic converters stolen.
It's a thing, man. It's not cool.
And so
don't
he
steal.
He wrote a note and said, I think, and I don't know if it was a joke but he was like, great job. You guys were efficient. You did all this. So if you're looking for a job, I'll hire you.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
They did
like
such a good job stealing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hire you.
Yeah.
You seem like you're talented.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I had my camper sitting out the studio on scenic Shadeland, if you know the city here, beautiful Shadeland Avenue. And by our studios, and it was just parked out in front. I could see it through the window, and I was going to take it to the shop after the show, and someone during the show went underneath and also chopped it up perfectly with like a sawzall. I don't know tools, but something chopped right off. And I remember starting the thing. I was like, "What's going on?" It's so loud. If you've ever had this happen to you, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I looked underneath. It's like there's a piece missing here. And then I did some research, found out that's what happened. And people like to steal them from those things. I guess they're worth a lot of money.
The stuff inside them.
Yeah. Is that right? The metals that are inside?
Yeah. They're precious metals.
I don't know, but man,
it's a whole business. It's
I have
crazy.
been robbed in this town. I was outside of Benihana one time.
And when you say in this town, you're meaning Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, yeah.
Because in lovely Carmel, we have it's pretty safe.
Yeah, no, I was at the Keystone, the Crossing, the Benihana over there.
Yeah.
I parked my car outside of Benihana, went in to get lunches, as I do with my friends. And someone robbed me, broke the window, and stole my laptop bag. And it was the biggest news story in town. All the TV stations came down to interview me, like, poor radio DJ guys. Like,
the Smiley show is going to be canceled.
It's like, great. How do you feel? It's like, oh, I don't know. It's pretty sad, but it's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I'm very emotional about this.
Yeah, like they stole your laptop bag. How do you feel?
I lived in an area called Broad Ripple, and I got my car stolen. I lived right on the canal.
The car was stolen.
Yeah, the guy, this high school kid stole my car, right? Long story short, 4 days later, there's a knock on my door in the morning. As he's walking to school, he's like, hey, man, can I get my CDs out of your car? Like the cops arrested him. They gave my car back to me, but he had left a bunch of CDs in the car. He wanted his CDs back out of my car.
Fucking Indiana.
That's so funny. What were the CDs? Do you remember?
I know, but I walked into the canal. I said, yeah, follow me. And one by one, I chucked him in the canal. And I said, go get him. Oh, yeah.
I know you did. I know you did. I love it. I love it.
Damn.
Okay, so you're in Iowa.
Yeah.
And you decide you want to go into radio at what age? Like, how did this?
So my dad owned Christian radio stations.
Okay.
So, being the preacher's kid.
Right.
So I was always around, equipment and studios and things like that. So I always, and then I was a class clown in school. I was always looking for attention, like I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And so I think I just wanted to be on the radio. I just was around all that. It's like I can do this, and it was fun. My high school had a radio station.
About what year is this?
And, well, this was to be like middle school. I was probably I had a little Radio Shack mixer.
Okay.
That I got. I think my dad gave me, and like some cassette decks and a turntable and a microphone.
Sounds like that's a song, huh?
Yeah, turntable and a microphone. I was thinking that too. Where you at? Who sang that? Jamiroquai or something like that?
Who was it?
Beck.
Oh, it was Beck. That's right, Beck. So good too. I love that song. And then so I was just always around it. I always wanted to do it. I was when I was a kid, I'd interview the neighbors and record these shows. I've got boxes of tapes, of cassette tapes of these shows, and I should find them and play them on the radio for funny. I think people would get a kick out of it. But yeah, that's how it all started, and I just wanted to do it. And so out of high school, I was like, I remember I was working at some local stations in Des Moines, Iowa, and I was, what am I going to do in my life? I was working at some local radio stations. I worked at Red Lobster. I worked at K-Mart, and then I was like, I had to, my dad was like, you got to go to school. That's what you're supposed to do. Go to school. So I got accepted to like a Northern Iowa, some terrible school. I don't know. No offense. It wasn't the Hawkeyes.
That one listener from that school just is gonna
like. Why would he do that? Fuck that guy. I'm sorry. I wanted to say the F word too. Yeah, because it's not radio. It's like
you can say whatever you want.
Feels so good.
My mom is totally cool with it.
Oh, see, my dad's a pastor, so I wouldn't. He will never know this existed. Yeah. So don't send it to Pastor Smiley.
I can't wait up and be like, hey, Pastor Smiley.
Hey, Nancy and Dave Smiley and Des Moines. So then luckily, I remember sending my buddy from Des Moines went off to New York City to Z100, which is a huge top 40 station in New York. And he send me an air check tape, like a show recording.
It's like, so what's an air check tape?
So like it'd be just a recording of like this, just scoped down, like because it's introducing records. So it wasn't like a personality show. It was just like, introducing a song, Whitney Houston or something. Right. And then I sent this tape, and the program director listened to it and wanted to hire me. So I remember that moment. I got the call from John Reynolds. He was the guy that did promotions in Des Moines, now works as a promotion assistant in New York City. And it's like, I just walked by Steve Kingston's office, and they're playing your air check, and he loves it. And so the next thing you know,
so what are they loving about it though? I mean,
just loved my style of introducing the songs. I mean,
like your voice. And
I guess the inflections. I mean, there's not too much, back then.
Because it's not a video, right?
Yeah, it's no video, and this is, it's just radio DJing. This is not what I do now, which is like a show. Yeah, we play a little bit of some songs, but it's a content and things. This is just a little good job. He introduced the song. Yeah. I have no idea. There was back then, it was just about you've got a good personality. You come across fun. It sounds cool. That's all you were looking for. And so they liked it. And I went out there and I worked there for almost a year. I was a promotion assistant, and I was this character on the morning show, the Z Morning Zoo, called Bubba the Love Sponge. And that was me. Sponge. But I was like the fourth installment of
one of the greatest shows ever, by the way. I mean,
you're talking. Yeah, they stole that name from the guy from down in Florida. Mm-hmm. The real Bubba the Love Sponge. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Bubba the Love Sponge. Yeah, he's legit. They just thought it was a funny name.
Of course, Justin knows that.
Of course. I mean, he's. Didn't he? Somebody banged Hulk Hogan's wife or something.
Yeah, it's on videotape.
Yeah. Bubba banged Hulk Hogan's wife, and there's some drama there. Google it. Yeah. But I was out there, and I was really intimidated by everything. I was scared. I'm coming from Iowa. My dad drops me off in New York City, and I'm working at this big station in this big city, driving around these big Z100 vans around town and doing these bits on the radio. And finally, I just left. I went back to Des Moines.
Left New York.
I left New York on my own because it was too much.
Yeah.
And it was on my resume. And it was great learning. I mean, they had me work all the time. I was doing the morning show bits, and I was also doing promotion setups for later. And, I've always kind of lived my life like doing a little extra somewhere. So when I was in San Diego, I went up to LA and worked at Kiss FM and did some weekend shifts there. When I worked in Des Moines, I drove out to Omaha and did some shifts because it was a bigger market. So that's always.
So you're always trying to push yourself.
I'm trying to do a little more and trying to, extend myself a little bit and hoping that something sticks and trying to do more things.
Well, and
it's paid off.
And that's how something sticks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, something sticks by you busting your ass and working hard.
Yeah. I was getting shit done.
Yeah, you're getting shit done. So what happens is when you go and get shit done, not everything's going to work out the way you want it to, but the more you can do that, then you have more opportunities, more doors that open for you.
I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, that New York job was scary and it was awesome, but it helped in furthering my career. I mean, when I tell people I worked at Z100, they're like, oh my gosh, it's the biggest top 40 station in the biggest radio market here in America, and I can't believe I worked there. That was so long ago. I was, I'm 51 or something now. I was like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
And that's so long ago.
So you leave New York and you go back to Iowa. And then
that's when I was working. I worked at the K-Mart Garden Center and an oldie station in Des Moines called KIOA. Good times, great oldies, KIOA. And I did nights. And I'm like, 20 now, and I'm playing the Beatles and Wilson Pickett, all these old records. And it was interesting, but it was a great experience, and I learned a lot. And I was this kid playing oldies at night in Des Moines and working in the garden center at Kmart, and then on the weekends working in Omaha. And some people in Omaha ended up going to San Diego and said, hey, we want you to come out to San Diego. And so I was like, mm-hmm. So I did overnights in San Diego, and then I did nights in San Diego. It was called Q1. It was before your time, I think. Q106, I think it was called. It's gone now. I think I was the last person on that station before they went to Radio Latina. I killed that station, down. But I did overnights, nights. Then I did afternoons, and then I flipped some stations a couple times and did mornings. And that's what I've been doing since. Mornings is fun.
So how long were you in San Diego?
8 years, from about 93 or 92 to 2000.
So then then you went from there to
Phoenix, Arizona.
Fuck, it's hot there.
Yeah, I had a 2-year contract.
It's dry heat.
Oh, it's so hot, but I loved it. I just loved it. I love that dry heat. I don't care. I love sitting at bars and the misters are coming down. You jump in the pool. Yeah. We snuck into the Phoenician all the time. Like, we found out we could buy a purple Phoenician towel in the gift shop in the hotel, and then you just go to the pool, and then you put your towel down, and it appears that you are actually staying there at the Phoenician.
Oh.
Yes.
Score.
Biltmore, Phoenician. We had all the tricks. And I was only on, I had a 2-year guaranteed contract, and I was on the air for like 9 months, 10 months. And then they fired me. They put Howard Stern on when he was on terrestrial radio, and that was the end of me. But normally I get tired. I don't like to sit around. I want to be on the air. So I start trying to find another job. In this case, for about a year, I just partied in Scottsdale for an entire year. And I got paid like I was on the air.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun.
So did you ever, so when you said Howard Stern, so did you ever work with him or cross paths with him?
I mean, no, I've never met him. I'm a fan. I think he's great. I still listen to him. I satellite radio and listen to him almost every day. Yeah.
So was he someone like I don't know.
This was before he was on satellite. This is before he was on terrestrial, and you could, and the company, like, our ratings weren't great. I remember I went to Phoenix and they put me and my buddy from San Diego on in mornings. We were the new guys, but the station was The Zone, and it was alternative music, and they changed the format, put us on in the mornings. So all those fans that loved, like, STP, Pearl Jam, Weezer, and whoever we just mentioned is Beck. Now, here we come, this new morning show from San Diego, and they changed the format. So they still played some of those songs, but also Ricky Martin and, the current songs. Yeah. And, man, those listeners hated it.
I bet.
So here we are, the new morning show. We're the new guys. Welcome to the new sound of The Zone. And, man.
Listen to this shit.
So we blew all that audience that liked that station, hated us. And then we kind of trickled in some new audience that maybe liked that and liked our show, but it didn't last.
No.
And it was fun though. We had a good time. And I love Phoenix.
And this is in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's 2000 to 2002 ish.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was hiking Camelback Mountain in Phoenix.
Camelback, yeah.
And my agent called. It was like, your contract is up like in another month. And there's an opportunity to go to Indianapolis. And I knew the program director out here at this station that I still work at, WZPL in Indianapolis. And so I was hiking. I was like, damn, I need to get a job. And so I had a 1-year contract here in Indianapolis in 2002. It was race month. I remember this. And
so it was May for all you people that live under a rock.
That's where, the month of May. And that was some of my first radio. I was doing, going down to the track interviewing drunk people on Carb Day, which is a big celebration.
Day. Yeah.
And
you know what?
I had 1-year contract and a month out, and 20 years later, I'm still here.
And you like it?
Yeah, it's awesome. And
yeah.
I found my wife here, and I got 2 kids now, and it's like.
So you got married in 2012?
Yeah, something like something like that.
2012.
You did good, or your researchers did great.
Yeah.
Maybe this
Justin.
No, I actually remember when you came here because I was just coming back from Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was, I'm friends with like Don and Nigel and all.
I love those guys.
Yeah. And so I was a huge radio guy. I love listening to the radio, and I remember your show coming here.
Yeah, I came into town. I remember those guys. He was like, "We just want you to do well in women demographic, like 1834 females." I was like, "Well, I would like to." Bob and Tom are here. They got it locked in, and like, you'd never beat them. I was like, "Well, damn, this is not. This is weird." Normally you go into something.
That's a show, Christy.
Another show, yeah.
Bob and Tom.
We love those guys and love Christy Lee, and I'm glad you had her on. I love her so much. But anyway, and by the way, still haven't beat them. Ha ha! End of story. They were right. They own the guys. We do well with women, but because we play, which is, I don't have a problem with that. We've done better with guys sometimes. The demographics, you're always trying to. You'd want as many people as you can listen as possible. But what we need to do is cancel all the music, because when we play a Dua Lipa song or a song like that, you get the guys that don't love that as much. Some guys like that, but when you play music, you definitely kill some audience. Like, oh, I don't like that kind of music. So
they change.
What I've learned right now with you is I need to cancel all music to do a talk show during the morning show.
Yeah,
I don't play that much music, but I think what I've decided today. No more music starting tomorrow.
Yeah. and all of a sudden his run is completely over. He's now been fired.
I notice you haven't been playing any records in the morning. Don't worry. Oh, you noticed that? Okay.
Okay, so you get you meet your beautiful wife. Is she in the industry, or how did you guys?
She no. So Tony from the show, she's a girl, by the way, Toni. Tony grew up with Sarah, my wife. So she was always around when I first moved out here, and we go to BW3's, Buffalo Wild Wings, or, one of the bars, local bars. She was always around. So I just always saw her, thought she was hot. And so I just she grew on, I loved her. I grew on her, I guess.
Yeah.
That's gotta say that right.
She was like, I'm going to have to just date this guy because he won't leave me the fuck alone.
That's exactly right. And we were together for a long time before even getting married. So we've been together for most of the 20 years that I've been in this market, and commitment was scary to me. So as for a lot of people, but finally I was like, okay, let's do this. Get married, had 2 kids, and then to move to the suburbs.
2 boys.
2 boys. So 5 and 8 years old.
5 and 8.
Yeah. And they're great. Noah and Austin. They're completely different.
And you named them Noah
because of Jesus,
and Austin,
Noah's Ark.
Okay,
and Austin because I believe that Sarah has had or currently had a crush on Austin Crozier of the Pacers. That's a little interesting thing, but she'll deny it. But she wanted to bang Austin Crozier, and now we have a son named Austin. Interesting. So yeah, look it up. Austin Crozier. I think he does sports too. He does play-by-play, I think, for the Pacers too. And he knows the story. So
and you see my lovely wife back there with her.
Is that your wife?
Yeah. Yep. She's obviously not talking today. She's just being.
Shut your mouth, lady.
Yeah.
Get in the kitchen. Yeah. I didn't say that. That was him. Get in the kitchen.
No, that's her. That was her old Pacemate outfit, like statue. Not statue, but cardboard cutout.
You're not married.
Yeah.
You're married?
Yeah, to Jonica.
I didn't know that. Yes, I don't. Oh, yes, I've seen her. That's right. I forget.
She's the beautiful girl that I'm with. No one believes that I'm married.
I didn't know she was a Pacemate.
Yeah. She was for like 6 years or 7 years.
Okay, that's right. Okay, I take that back. I've seen her many times. Actually, no, I'm just always drinking with you.
Yes.
And with other people.
Yes, and other people. But it's okay because here's the thing. What time do you get up in the morning to go to work?
Okay. What time do you think I get up? So the show starts at 5.
I'm going to say you get up around 2:30.
No, that's really early. I get up 3:30, but it's still
it's
still
close.
early. Yeah. No, the show starts at 5, but technically we're not there. I'm usually there about 5:30. So 5:05, there's a best of thing that plays, and then 5:25 or ish plays another.
Right.
It sounds like I'm on the air, but I'm not there till about 5:30.
Right. Because I think I was telling you about my buddy Joe DiRenzo.
I love this guy. I need to look this guy up.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Great dude.
I know.
I've been friends with him for years. But
is that iHeart? What company is he with?
He probably listens to this, so I don't want to say the wrong station.
Yeah.
But he's got a like Joey Vega is one of his names, then Joey Dorenzo, which is his real name. So he
does other markets too and stuff like, right?
But it's funny because he knows all the music. Like whenever, like if I ask about a song or something, he knows it.
Like current songs or what?
All old ones, current ones. Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
We should play music trivia sometime.
Not with me.
No, come on, it'd be fun. Maybe I'd win. I'd never win things.
Where was I going with that?
Well, he does radio.
And so it's interesting because he kind of explained to me, we were going to go snowboarding. I was like, hey buddy, let's go snowboarding. He goes, I don't get out to this time. He goes, but I can make it work. So I don't want to say if this is the right thing, like pre-recorded all the stuff. So I was actually in the car headed to the mountain listening to him on the radio. And I texted him and I said, bro, like I just heard you. Yeah. Like are you coming? He goes, I'm already here. I'm like, oh. And he's like,
put him in the can, as they say.
Yeah. And I was like,
voice tracking. Yeah, it's a thing. It's kind of sad. It's what it's done to radio. It's like, a lot of shows you listen to, you might think they're in the DJ booth ready to take your call and play a request. But half the time they're not there. Yeah, it's just what happened.
I do know because obviously you work a lot of hours. I know he does put in a lot of hours. I think he does that when it's like when I come to town.
Sure, it's like I say he does the afternoon show and he puts in the last 5 to 6, 6 to 7 maybe in the thing, and then he goes and meets you at the slopes. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. I mean you can do whatever. I mean,
and he's been doing it for years. Like he's good at it. Like everyone knows.
Yeah, knows his name.
Yeah, or and he does a lot of events like at restaurants.
Yeah, remote events where you go out and spin the prize wheel and give out
t-shirts and come get the tacos.
We're out in front of we're out in front of
When you mentioned the big van, I was like, he's got one of these big trucks and
with his name on it or something like that, or just the station.
I bet his name's on it.
Damn,
I don't know.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
Big star.
It's a little Prius.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so where were we?
I don't know. This is fun though. This is like our radio show. It's just all over the place. Getting those rants and getting those fun conversations. That's the best stuff for me on radio. It's like, you can put stuff on the schedule. It's like this, then we're going to do this bit, and then do that, and then this topic. But the best stuff is like when it just gets
and I've had guests that said, can you send me a list of what you're going to ask
the topics or something?
No, not at all.
I mean, it's not for you. People don't know.
I don't have a fucking topic for you. Here's why I want you on the show, because you have either showed me or someone in my vicinity or my circle that you're a person that gets shit done. And that's the point of the show. The people that listen to the show want to either be inspired or motivated to either go into a career path that they're listening to or motivate them to do something more than they're already doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get shit done.
Yeah, get shit done.
Go to another market. Go do a little extra.
Yeah, do a little extra.
And it's all fun. I mean, especially if it's something you like to do, you love to do it.
Yeah, because you mentioned when I first asked you to come on the show, you're like, I don't know if I'm the right guest because you
have vets on,
former Navy SEALs,
and it's legit.
Yeah, and I'm like, but here's the thing: is like, it doesn't matter what you do as a career or a job, or whatever your passion project is. What matters is how much effort you put into it, right? If you're going to get up every day and know that you're going to get shit done, it's a much different conversation with someone who's like just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Right? Because, with you in the radio world, I'll call it, you decided that you were going to try to be the best that you could be at it, but at the same time, pushing the limits and doing a little more. We talked about Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, I don't know if you would have these numbers, but how much money do you think your organization has raised for Make-A-Wish in all the years that you've been?
Man, they have those numbers. But we, it's a big request-a-thon. Yeah, it's been the last 2 or 3 years. It's been over $1 million within 36 hours, and these are $25. There's some big sponsors, but for the most part, most of the donations, like if you call
millions of dollars, over the time that you've been doing this.
I mean,
right.
Yeah,
and you don't have to do that. You could be like, I don't need to be involved with the charity, but you do that because you choose to give back and help the people that are around you. And whatever the reason you've picked that charity, you've done that. And when you can sit here and say, I've raised millions of dollars for an organization that's truly doing good for people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some GSD shit right there.
Yeah, no, it's...
I don't care how you slice that pie, Justin. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's quite impressive.
It's fucking impressive.
I've done events for Make-A-Wish, and it's not near that number.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
you got to give the love. You know, the Hoosiers and the Hoosier hospitality too in this state is unbelievable. So, you know, we've been doing it so many years. People know what to expect, and people save money throughout the year just to donate to the Request-a-thon for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, we goof around. We 36-hour broadcast. It's awesome. And we just play crazy songs. So we'll play Hakuna Matata from The Lion King for $30. Or call, I want to hear Van Halen. So you can request whatever you want. Doesn't have to be the format. Doesn't need to be Post Malone or anything that we normally play. And that's the idea. So it's a funny... So there's some sad moments. We have families on that have kids that are
they
go to Riley Hospital and stuff like that. And they need a wish granted, or they would like to have a wish granted to meet a celebrity or go on a vacation to Disney. And so you're working on that, but all through the time. So there's some sad moments where people cry and stuff like that. But then there's crazy moments where we're just screaming to Van Halen and rocking out and playing Metallica or something crazy.
Yeah.
And it's so
I love
weird.
it. I love
36 hours of that.
And 36 hours. So you're there the whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, so you're just smashing back the
Oh,
coffee.
and so, Red Bull, coffee.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
No, okay. I was lying about that. No.
So when's this event?
That's right.
Justin's like, how do I donate?
Like, hold on a second. Really? It's funny. By the end of the show, I'm like losing my voice, that kind of thing, usually.
I've been to your prom a few times. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, my God. That's so fun. So prom is a fun event, too. It's not a charity event. But it's a lot of people are like, is it charity? No, sometimes we do things that are just for funds. It's like $25, so it's not a lot of money. Company makes a little bit of money, but makes it, we can get the streamers for the, but it's like if you didn't get to go to prom when you were a kid, it's an adult prom. So now that we're grown up, we're married to the pacemate. I can't believe she's right there.
Imagine if she just popped up.
Oh my God, she was really back there too. Oh my
remember
God.
You said, I think you said that. You're like, one day.
That during a show.
Yeah, he goes, one day, he goes, we should have her back there. I go, well, I don't know how long she's going to sit back there. And then,
what have you been doing down there?
And she pops up. She's like, hey. She's our resident bartender that doesn't serve drinks.
Oh my gosh. And who's the pacemate in the other room?
That's her friend, Rebecca. Actually, my friend too, obviously.
Oh,
But yeah, Rebecca.
But you never dated her?
No.
I tried.
Yeah. No, she's beautiful. Just got married. Actually, I was the officiant.
Oh,
of the
nice.
wedding.
You did the whole thing online.
Yeah.
I've done that too. We do bits where we do a Smiley wedding. So we pay for the whole, we get sponsors and do the whole thing. But man, I get so nervous. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I don't like to. I like being on radio. I like to be behind the scenes.
I'm not going to lie. I nailed it.
Nice. Yeah. Good for
lie.
you.
I nailed it. I had some.
Man, I had I pulled stuff from the internet, just read stuff, and I was like shaking.
Yeah, I had
because I know it's so important to people.
Well, yeah, it's their
You know
it's
what I
their
mean?
fucking wedding.
Yeah, and videos everywhere, and I was like, man, it's not my thing, but I do it all like at least once a year.
So this DJ comes up to me and he goes, at the wedding, he goes, you been busy? So he's asking if I've been busy like doing weddings.
Okay.
And we're in these castles in Rhode Island. That's where the wedding was.
Of course, you were in the castles in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
What are you guys? Who are you people?
Yeah. And I was just
You're doing the wedding.
I'm doing the wedding, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, and he's a large human DJ.
Large human
guy. Yeah, he was a
DJ.
big dude,
Like DJ Khaled.
Yeah, he was a big dude, right? And he goes, so you've been busy? I go, yeah, man, fucking swamped, right? He goes, yeah, he goes, especially after COVID, he goes, we're getting back to work. And so I'm thinking he's just talking about like in life. He's actually asking me how many weddings I've been doing.
Oh, I see.
Right. And he doesn't know this is my first wedding. So I'm not going to tell him it's my first wedding. I'm going to play along with this. So then the wedding planner comes over and she's like, okay, Mr. Bibeau. That's me.
Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, that's the proper way.
Thank you,
yeah,
Bibeau.
Bibeau. Yeah, but everyone fucks it up. It's okay. It's been my whole life. So anyways,
Darin.
so the lady goes, Mr. Bibeau, and I was like, yeah. She goes, okay, so where do you want everyone? I'm thinking, no idea. And I was like, well, can I see the layout of the room?
Oh my God.
No idea what I'm doing.
Oh my God.
Oh, I went in there and then and I was like, I need to do a mic check and I'm literally making this shit up, but I ended up and I'm gonna.
Well, mic check's legit, so that's.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was saying things like,
sibilance.
Can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the back of the
Blue,
room?
check blue.
Yeah. Please rise.
Please
now
rise.
be seated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I nailed it.
I gotta find this video. Do you have it floating around somewhere?
One of her husband, who's awesome, Fritz is his name.
Fritz. That sounds like a radio name.
Yeah,
actually, I know a radio.
I am so happy for her because she found a guy that's like just a good.
Oh,
dude.
we're still talking about the basement too.
Yeah, that's that was the wedding. Yeah,
Okay.
And they're just great people. And
Pacemates or just those people?
Those people, Pacemates.
Overall Pacemates.
All the Pacemates. No. But okay, back to you. Where were we?
No, I want to talk about you and your wedding.
Okay, so you're killing it here.
I'm here still 20 years, and loving it. Yeah, I mean, I've got a great place. It's nice to be. I've never been in a market this long, so it's cool to have some heritage here with a big station. WZPL here locally has been around forever.
Where's the actual physical building?
The building, the building is on Shadeland, so scenic Shadeland.
Yeah.
So you see all those.
I know right where you're
radio
talking.
Station vehicles over there.
Yeah.
By a bank, it says the time and temp.
Yeah.
But it's I wasn't there before. The station used to be on US 30 or like Meridian and 90th or 96th Street. And a long time ago, they were at the Pyramids, if you know this market. There are these buildings that look like pyramids.
Yeah.
That was before my time. But it's an old radio building when radio had a little more money back in the day. So it's like this huge building. All we need is a couple of studios and a room for the sales department.
So how is radio doing?
Terrible. No, I'm just kidding. People ask me that all the time.
Yeah.
We're holding our own. I mean, the audio medium, we're still winning at over satellite, over podcasts. So it's free still. It's in people's cars.
But you're going to tell everyone to listen to you on this podcast.
I will mention this, and it's a good podcast too. I've been listening to all your special guests. But it's there's just so many. We're just getting broken up by so many people that want to get in their cars. They have a lot of options now too. So it used to be just local radio. There used to be newspaper, television, and radio. That was it. Now people, we're fighting for people's time. For people, that want to play video games in the morning, that want to, everybody that wants a piece of this. So podcasts and streaming services, and so that's why I think for radio, being local is awesome because you can be local. There's a lot of shows here in this market that are all just national shows, and they don't get to talk about the local traffic, local weather, talk about funny things that are going on locally here in town.
Right, which people love to hear.
You have to take advantage of that because otherwise you're just popping around. I mean, if you want to hear a song, when you want to hear Post Malone, you're not going to go to ZPL just to hopefully they play it like you did when you were a kid, like, please play my song. Now it's like people tune in for the content. Hopefully it's good. Sometimes it is. So
right.
So it's like you've got to learn what people are looking for now, and it's not always playing songs is good, but like I said earlier, no more songs starting tomorrow.
So how did you evolve in the market to still stay relevant? And I don't necessarily mean you and your show. I'm talking in general, just for the listeners who. Because I'm sure that I've got a lot of people that listen to this that are listening to they're streaming their stuff in the morning, or they're listening to a show in Chicago as opposed to listening to the local show.
Yeah.
Or they just go right to their Sirius XM or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do you continue to support the market for your business?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think it would be as local as you can. I mean we've got to do that for radio. Our industry, we've got to be local. We're pushing all these recorded shows when we need to change all that, and we should have a live radio show all the day parts, every place, and be local as we can. Put people on radio, talk about the stuff going on around town, because that's what we've got. It's we still can be a local thing and bring in. People that want to hear that. And
you're local, but you're a large local.
Oh, I mean, I know. I'm not afraid of saying local. I remember Art Gavin would say, I'm not a local artist. Art Gavin, I do paintings, but I'm not local.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm proud to be local. That's what we've got going on for us.
Yeah.
So, sure, you can listen. I know a lot of people that are out of town are military guys and gals that listen, that are from here, that listen wherever they
because they want to hear what's going on back in their hometown.
Yeah, they want to know what's going on. A little piece of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
And it's great here. It really is.
It's wonderful. This is Indianapolis. I remember when I first moved here. Like, what? Indianapolis?
I tell people all the time, fortunately, I'm in a position where I can live anywhere I want to live. Right?
Well, I've heard about it. But San Diego, Hawaii.
No, I say that, and I'm not. This is not bragging by any means, but I chose to live here because I love. I'm not from the Midwest. I'm from northern New York, the Adirondack Mountains, a beautiful area, and I've lived in a bunch of places, but this is a unique place.
Yeah, I agree.
When someone still knocks on your door when you first move in, and they bring you like a pie.
Oh yeah,
that's real.
I know.
I mean, it's fucking weird to me at first, but now that I've lived here for so long, it's real. I remember when I first moved into Providenceville Meridian, over by Brockaway Pub. Brockaway wasn't open at that point. And a neighbor brought me.
But I know where you're at.
Yeah, a neighbor brought me a pie. Yeah. And I opened the door. It was like
and I threw it back at her face. No, just kidding.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I threw the pie away because I was like, "This is crazy." Did she put razor blades in her, poison me?
Killing me.
Yeah. And then about a week later, she asked me how I liked the pie. She was walking her dog, and she goes, "Did you like the pie?" And
of course, you lied.
I lied right to her face. I lied right to her face. I lied right to her, and I was like, "Oh my God, that was so nice of you. Thank you so much." But then I realized, you know what? That pie was probably fucking good, and she didn't put poison in it.
She didn't. Well, then we always talk about that listener food. Like listeners,
I'm still not eating the pie, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. But you know what I'm saying? That was so nice.
I know. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Listeners bring food over the time. It's like, oh, is this listener food? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how well do you trust that listener?
Yeah.
but they did the same thing in Westfield. People brought things, and the fun ones brought beers, and that was cool. But it was nice, and I feel like I didn't do a good job staying in contact with those people.
And,
I'm
for the record, for those people that are listening to this that are outside of Indiana, which is most of my listeners.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Westfield is not a field that's west of us. It's actually a town next to Carmel.
Yeah. That's like, there's all these towns that are, where's Notre Dame at? That's South Bend, but that's north. I remember this. And Lebanon is not Lebanon. Lebanon. You got to say it right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All these towns.
I didn't know
you
that.
got to say it right, man. People get pissed off.
And what's the one that's, I think you just said South Bend, which is way up north.
Yeah, I know. Right? That's like, don't be confused.
And isn't there something really south that's something?
Is it Southport? But that says south.
No, there's one that's south that's actually north. Yeah,
it's confusing.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
Yeah,
come here. Bring your money.
Yes. Open a business
come
here.
To
spend money. No, we have great restaurants. We've got great bars.
Do.
We got great people.
When I came out here 20 years ago, it was like there's one sushi place, one this and that. But man, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I love the Savor restaurant that you love here in Carmel.
Yeah. Savor, Chop House, Monterey.
So good. Monterey, so good.
Yeah, Miracle Sushi. There's so many good places.
Yeah, sorry for your national podcast. We're going local today, baby.
Local
DJs here. But when you visit, now you'll know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I love it. So what do you think is going to happen to as we continue to get more on our phones and more streaming and faster and faster and faster? Do you think that the market for local radio is still going to be a demand, or do you think it's, you know what, it's a group of people? Because as we get older, maybe I was loving local radio at 30 or 40 or 50, and then as I get older, am I still listening to that and the younger generation are not? Or do you think it's actually switches? Because I just saw something the other day where the flip phones are coming back.
Oh, I know. I saw one the other day that folds, closes, and it was this big ass screen. It was pretty badass.
So there's like, I think we're going back to some, I don't want to say technology we used to use with the technology of today, but I'm just curious in your industry, does this continue?
It does continue.
Yeah.
I talk about this a lot. People like to ask, like, "Oh, you guys are in trouble, right? You're in radio."
And I don't think that at all.
No, that's fine. Yeah. You guys
as I got you on my podcast. Yeah.
Well, I haven't even mentioned this, but we also stream. So the show is live, and you can listen to it anywhere on your phone. ZPL has an app. You can listen on Spotify and iTunes, whatever you have that streams radio.
So that's how you stay current.
Yeah, if you want to go with technology and you've got a smart car, you got a car that pulls in your apps off your iPhone, AirPlay or AirPlay, I think it is, or it's different car companies, but you can pull it up in your car. You can be in Boston. You can still listen to your app. It'll pull up the Smiley Morning Show in Indianapolis. And then if you do like podcasts and you don't have time, you don't get up before 10 o'clock in the morning, like, I don't get up, or I don't live in Indianapolis. You can, we are a podcast too. So we've always been out there to be a part, matching all this stuff. So
I love it.
We have, podcast. I always say this, like, listen, I know, like, when I talk on the radio in the morning, it's like, oh, are you a podcast? Like, yeah. But we're do you like a podcast? Okay, we're a live podcast. So we're live.
You're live streaming
audio content.
Yeah.
So we're a live podcast, and then later we're just a podcast. But we're there.
No,
we're everywhere. So we're doing the same thing. There'll always be a place for entertainers and people like you that do audio content. And so whether it's on old-fashioned radio, maybe there'll be a day where it's just streaming and that's it, and that's fine. But so we're there. There's going to be a place for entertainers in an audio medium. So I'll just be there.
I would agree with that, Justin.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that one. Yeah, and I think they always sort of been on the cutting edge of staying relevant. I think that's why you've been in this market for so long.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends in radio that they're never in the same place for more than a year or 2 years.
Yeah, I mean that's how it used to be too, and
you're an institution at this point around here.
It's been a long time. I mean, Bob and Tom have, I think, been longer in this market. But
and if anyone didn't catch it, your name is Dave Smiley.
That's right.
Speaking
and
of that,
I
just had this epiphany.
And the name of the show that you're on is the
Smiley Morning Show. What's up? I got my name on the show. I need to one of those neon signs or something.
Well, when I first met Dave, he was a smiley guy.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fucking nickname.
Oh, no.
It wasn't until just today on this show I realized your last name was actually Smiley.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said a lot of people don't realize that.
Pastor Smiley, I was like, fuck his name.
My dad's a pastor. Yeah, he's a Smiley too, which is odd. There was that Smiley Temple or something like back in the day.
Do people change their name for radio a lot?
Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm sure your buddy's not whatever. Yeah. What does he say on the? Well, he's got two names.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah,
he's got.
Yeah, you're right. I already know that.
You lying son of a bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of program directors want to give you a name and I remember when I first came to this market, it was like, oh, I know a good news person from Albuquerque, and we'll set you up with a producer from. I was like, listen, I'll come out there but let me build the show because I feel like I want to have friends on the show. People that it makes sense for me. I don't want you to, as a program director, deciding who you think I should be with. So I built that show with just people around. Like there was a girl named KJ who was the assistant program director, and she did weekends or something, promotion department. Brought her in, and there was a guy named Bibeau that was a promotion guy. And I was like, come on in. And people just kind of stuck. So that's really kind of where Tony, she's been there longer than I have, the girl, Tony, Toni. Because I always have to say that. It's like, oh, what's his name? No, it's a girl, Tony.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like a program director to tell me, well, anything really, what to do. I've got a problem with that. That's my own deal. But I wanted to build the show. I don't want you to give me my radio name or something like that. And Smiley works because it's my real name.
Because it's your real name.
And people say, yeah, you're right. No one knows that. Yeah. I mean, I said it on the air many times. Yeah, it's my real name, but people don't think
they don't really
true.
believe you.
Yeah. Smiley.
So to the listeners, and I know you're really busy, and I'm thankful that you came on the show.
I don't have anything going on today. I'm done.
Especially this.
Kids are in school. Wife works from home. Do I really want to go back home? And hey, I'm back. I just drank wine. What's up, Sarah?
That's his wife, if you weren't wondering.
Yeah.
To the listeners, though, is there anything that your listeners that will listen to this show that should know about you that they don't know from listening to the show? I mean, I think I appreciate that you came on the show, but when you and I were talking, you're like, I don't know if I'm the right fit for it. And I think 1,000% you are, because of your work ethic and your efforts to always go a little bit above and beyond. And I think if your listeners on the Smiley Show knew all the extra stuff you did, I think they would appreciate you more. Not that they don't already appreciate you, but I think the listeners that listen to this podcast are going to go, oh shit, that guy gets shit done. Yeah, you weren't a Navy SEAL, you weren't an Army Ranger, but you're trying to make it. But you're trying to make a difference when you can raise millions of dollars for a foundation in 36 fucking hours. Hats off to you, right? Justin, am I right?
I mean, that is everyday GSD right there.
That's fucking everyday
GSD.
Yeah, it's everyday
every
GSD.
Day. Hashtag.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, no, I think that I'm an open book, so listeners know me pretty well, but it's just.
What about the younger people that may be listening to this? What advice would you give them if they want to they want to be GSDers, or they want to maybe go into the career you're in,
Yeah.
or radio media.
People love podcasts. You know, that's a very popular thing. Everybody's got a podcast these days. Not as good as this one right here, baby. But yeah, I mean, I love people that love radio. I love radio so much. I love the idea of it. I love telling stories. I love. I wish we had more people coming into our industry, because it's kind of slow, and we've done this to ourselves. Like, we don't have overnight shifts. It's just a computer spitting out music. We should have entry-level positions. But, man, if you want to be an intern, or you want to get into radio, email me, smiley@wzpl.com.
That will be on the.
You can put the thing on the thing. Man, you guys have, this is well-produced podcast. I don't know who does it. The video is awesome. Audio is awesome. Man, this is cool. Well, you have wine, and I'm locked up, and I probably will not escape here. So if you're looking for me tomorrow on radio.
Fortunately, Justin, who owns My First Bike Production, is the producer.
Yeah.
And then Cumberland Creative in Nashville does all the
Man.
editing. So
I do all my editing, all my production. I go home and sit in front of my computer for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, no, I don't.
People think I just do a radio show, and then it's over after 5 hours. Then there's another 5 hours of content you got to come up with.
Yeah.
And so people don't realize that there's a hustle there.
Yeah.
You got to come up with stuff.
Yeah, people just think this stuff all magically happens.
Yeah,
but,
and the best stuff for us is, like, since we're local, talk about local stories. I was in Carmel the other day, and I saw a Darin guy, the boat guy from San Diego. I've got nicknames for everybody,
I love
so
it.
I don't know. I don't want to say what I call you on the air.
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
But I didn't know how to pronounce your last name. Say it one more time for me.
Bibeau, like Bebo. Yeah, it's easy.
What's up, Bibeau? No, and I like what you do too. To give you a little love. You did a lot of charity stuff, always looking for things to do to make things better. You get shit done too, Darin Bibeau. Go!
Well, hey, I've got a little gift for you.
What?
True fashion of our show.
Screaming.
You can scream all you want. So I got a little everyday GSD shirt for you.
Man, I wish I would give you a Smiley Morning Show hat, but
I've got
can't afford it.
And then I've got a hat for you, because I know you're a hat guy.
Get this.
And
I am a hat guy because I'm balding. Can I show it on camera?
You sure can. He's balding.
Zoom in and post.
But hey, I want to thank you for coming on the show. We've been here about an hour, and I'd love to bring you out to. We normally do the show a little later, but with your schedule, we started much earlier.
Yes,
and, I'd love to buy you lunch, and let's go.
On air high five. Oh gosh!
But no, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting shit done, and thank you for all you do in our community, and all the listeners that are listening to this that know Indy know all you do. So we appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for watching the Everyday GSD podcast. Episodes come out on the 1st and 15th of the month. If you want to watch people or listen to people that Everyday GSD, please download and subscribe wherever you listen or watch the Everyday GSD podcast. Everyday GSD.